At 8:30 the rain began. It was violent, like the wind, coming in great bursts and waves, cold and heavy as water pouring over a dam. He huddled against the tree, his head on his knees, his arms around his head. He had never been so wretched in his life. There was nothing left in the whole world but noise and water and confusion. This is how a soldier feels, Rush thought, far away in a foreign land, hiding in the dark and rain, waiting to fight. Somehow the thought made him feel braver. After all, he was lucky. There was no enemy searching for him, at least. In the warm living room of the house, the fire hissed and crackled. A log caved in, sending up a shower of sparks. Mona sighed over her Latin, and Randy sighed over her English grammar. Isaac whimpered in his sleep. There was no sound from Oliver. He had gone to bed long ago. Cuffy put down her mending. "Poor Rush," she said. "He's been sleeping all day. He ought to have some hot lemonade." "I'll make it, Cuffy," Mona offered, glad to escape from her homework. "You go and see how he is." Cuffy tiptoed up the stairs and opened Rush's door. She stood there in the rectangle of light cast by the hall lamp and listened. Gracious, how still the child was. There was no sound of deep, even breathing, no restless stirring against the pillow. She frowned and went quickly over to the bed. An instant later she came out of the room and hurried upstairs to the office, then to the cupola and down again. "Randy," called Cuffy from the landing. "Mona! Rush isn't here. The rapscallion's gone off somewheres and left his pillow in the bed. One of you go down cellar and see if he's there. One of you go out and get Willie. Hurry!" "I'll go," cried Randy, and rushed for the door. "Put on your raincoat," ordered Cuffy, even in the midst of her distraction, "and take your shoes off the minute you get back. It's pouring. Now where in time did I put the flashlight?" But Randy didn't wait. Grabbing her slicker, she rushed out. The wind almost took her off her feet. The cold rain was blown against her. She ran to the stable, leaping over fallen branches and splashing through puddles. The stable door was closed, and she almost broke her back getting it open. Recklessly, she made her way to the narrow stairs and bumped her shin hard against the first step, but hardly even felt it, she was so frightened. A crack of light was shining under Willie's door, and his radio was going full blast. Dance music, loud enough to burst an eardrum. "Willie! Willie!" shouted Randy, banging her fists against the door. "What's the matter?" cried Willie, throwing it open. "House on fire? Someone sick? What's the matter?" "It's Rush!" gasped Randy. "We can't find him." Willie waited for nothing. Still wearing his old fleece-lined slippers and holding a copy of Popular Mechanics in one hand, he raced down the stairs beside Randy. Behind them, dance music still poured lavishly out of the radio. "He's not in the house nowheres?" "We couldn't find him. We don't know where he is." Randy was almost in tears. "He's got a temperature, too." "I bet I know," cried Willie, with a flash of inspiration. "You go on back to the house now. Go on. Do like I say. Go get your feet dry. I've got my pocket flashlight with me." A few minutes later, Rush thought he heard someone calling his name. He paid no attention. Probably just fever again, he thought to himself. Or maybe it's the angel Gabriel. But then he heard the sound of something scraping against the tree, and saw a light shining vertically through the rain. He tottered to his feet and looked over the railing right into the ascending face of Willie Sloper. "You look even better than the angel Gabriel to me," croaked Rush thankfully, and Willie reached out a wiry arm, helping him over the railing, half carried him down the ladder, and really did carry him all the way through the woods to the house. Willie was a swell guy. He never fussed around with whys and hows. He just carried Rush home and kept saying, "It's all right now. You're okay now. We'll have you back in your bed in a jiffy."